All right, welcome everybody to the community live stream here, post Summer Telethon Part 1. We are a little over a week from that amazing 12-hour event. So much to talk about on that. That was crazy. You were on for a while
Yeah, I was
too,
there
right?
talking about Blood River outskirts.
Blood River at the time, and this is Esteben, SorcerousSteve, as you guys know in the forums. Esteben Zaldivar.
That's correct. Yes.
And we've got other people in the room here, but it's I don't know who that is.
Pay no attention to the robot skulking behind you.
And we've got Richard on the robot. I believe he's where are you right now?
I am in still chilly New York City, actually. I mean, it's bizarre that that it's still a little chilly up here. Although you're still wearing a hoodie, so maybe it's chilly in Austin even right now.
I'm always chilly. It's this air conditioning system. Well, thank you for joining us, both of you guys. I really appreciate it. We have a lot to talk about here. Give a shout out in chat, both Discord and Twitch, if you can hear us okay, if everything sounds good. We had some music for you, very nice music in the beginning to kick things off. There was the cover estimate that we always have over the video, nice. And then we started the music, as you heard, and trying to adjust the volume, and people are like, they're always like, what's going on? I can't see anything, but I hear this wonderful music. So that's music in Shroud of the Avatar. We are in Unity right now, ready to show you Libris Ruins. Libris Ruins is one of the scenes that's coming up in release 43.
That's correct.
And we've had a video that went out earlier this week on it, as well as at least one good weekly update with screenshots, plus this weekly update that will go out after this live stream with more Libris Ruins screenshots. So a lot of good Libris Ruins content to show the community. It looks like they can hear us okay, so that's always a plus. A couple of news items before we go into some other stuff and then show you Libris Ruins here. Enjoy the scenery while we talk. Again, Release 42 is currently live in the game. It's going very well. We thank the community so much for the feedback that you have given us on this release. I can't tell you how hard the team here has been working to make Release 43 even better. We've been focusing on things like the story. We've been focusing things on performance improvements, load times. So we're very interested in seeing what you think of the changes there once you get your hands on Release 43 in just a couple of weeks, end of this month. So last Thursday of this month, watch out for it. We'll have more news coming up. For our Dev Plus players, we'll hopefully be getting you a QA build of that Release 43 sometime next week is our target as well. Also, thanks again for watching the Summer Telethon. If you didn't catch it, the recording is now on YouTube, all 12 hours or 11 hours and 53 some minutes, because it was literally like 12 hours and 4 or 5 minutes long, and YouTube only accepts 12-hour uploads. It won't even parse it for you. So we had to edit that, and that took quite a bit of time. But we got it for you guys now, and as a bonus, we have a counter on a timer on the live stream as well, so that you can talk amongst yourselves and call out specific hours of interest where we answer community questions and such. So we wanted to give you something a little easier to parse that 12 hours on your own. Also, last Wednesday, this last week's Wednesday, we had the community spotlight of Kali, so we've been getting into the spotlights again. And Kali, Kahli, amazing town. You have to go and visit it sometime. It is Elgarian's town, one of our very prominent and long-time community members. Also, there's been a couple of community events that have just been announced, I should say. One in particular we do want to mention today that's coming up tomorrow. It's on Saturday at 8 o'clock in Severed Island. A wedding between Sasa Sivanhild and Kodij, I apologize for the pronunciation here, Kodij Trakais. I hope I got that close, but congratulations to you two. You're having an in-game wedding in Severed Island. So I will be there, and we've made a call out to the devs, and also are going to have it in the message of the day in-game for anybody else who is welcome to attend. It's going to be fun, I think.
Nice.
There are some other announcements that we're going to make, but since Richard showed up, I think he'd like to give them.
Indeed. Yes, thank you for allowing me to crash your stream. As you noted, we're just about a week out from the telethon where we announced the campaign we're doing with Seed Invest, the equity crowdfunding campaign. And for any of you who have had interest in that, Originally, when it went live, it only went live in what's called reservation-only mode. And now it's actually fully live. And so we hope everybody will go there and check it out. As you all know, we think we're in a very exciting time here as a project where, putting the final touches on the story, and hopefully in the next couple of releases, we'll put a fork in the story part of the game and say it's at least, in feature complete story form. And then we're again looking later in the year when we'll finally release this game. And so we're beginning to plan our future as not just a developer, but also as a publisher. And so that's why we've decided to go do this equity crowdfunding event, this process with Seed Invest. I hope you guys go check out www.seedinvest.com/portfolarium/series.b. Those I'm sure you can find on our website if you're interested in. And also early next week, we're going to be announcing more details about investor webinars and Ask Me Anything and other things, but we'll announce the details of that early next week. But in any case, thank you all so very much for already participating with us along this journey. But if you yourself or if you have friends or family who are interested in deepening their relationship and becoming part of Portalarium, please help us spread the word. And onward and upward to later in the year releasing Shroud of the Avatar and making the very best game possible.
And those who have already checked out Seed Invest, the website, and have made a reservation, what can they do to how do we say that?
Yeah. So originally, all I could do is take the reservation. So those are letting people get in, in the front of the queue to express their intent. But now the website allows you to actually secure, transact for the securities, or make commit the funds and things for the securities. So it's kind of now fully open. It was sort of a soft launch last week. It just now, a day or two ago, is now fully live. And anyway, check it out and look for further announcements. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Richard.
Mm-hmm. And now I will leave you to take the wonderful tours. I already saw a little bit of the little cheater ahead of time, but
I don't think you're actually going anywhere, good sir, because we've closed the doors on you. We've literally trapped him in the room. All right, let me get the door here for you.
I could just sit in the corner. But
no. All right, yeah, you're welcome. Do you want in or out? Okay.
I'll watch the stream.
Alright, so there's Richard on his robot zooming around. In case it wasn't clear, I do want to, this is a very important point about Seed Invest, is that if you've made a reservation and you have not gone back to, now that we're live on their site, gone back to lock in and make that reservation active, please do that. You have to go in, log into the official website, and you'll see the ability to make it from a reservation to live. If you have any questions, there is a good FAQ on that website, all the details there for you. And if you have any general questions about Seed Invest, please go to that website first and check it out. We're doing our best to update it with questions we've seen from the community elsewhere. And appreciate your patience with all of that while we wrangle to get all of this in order. So now that we've gotten the news of the week out of the way, let's check out Libris Ruins. I saw some pretty cool stuff that you've been putting in there, like we have traps, is that right?
Yes. Yeah, we got puzzles, lots of nice traps.
I do have to ask you one thing, Esteben, right away. And this, I didn't pay attention to this until now, but the community question, so I'm just relaying it. Don't shoot the messenger.
Okay.
Doesn't it make more sense to... Do you know where I'm going?
Oh yes, I saw this on forums.
Yeah, to actually design the what was it, the traps to prevent people from getting out instead of getting in, or something like that.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Yes, the traps in this map. Okay, so a little bit of background on Libris. Libris Ruins is the site of an ancient prison, and so yes, the traps in this map were meant at one point to keep prisoners inside the prison. Now the way I worded that in the forum made it seem like the traps were keeping people who are trying to go in to the prison out or something like that.
Well, maybe that's best. Maybe it's too dangerous to,
Yeah, so I had to clarify there a bit in my statement, but
And we're seeing the prison here on screen right now, guys.
Yes.
In the distance, past this gate. The Libris Ruins is more than just a prison, right? I mean, it's all
Yeah.
this whole town.
right, yes. So Libris Ruins is one of the 6 ancient ruined cities that we find in Novia. The others are Disborg, Rune, Kos, Midras, and so this is just one of those other 6 cities. And alongside that, these cities have vaults or crypts underneath them, and that's where the letters of the dire prophecies are hidden. So somewhere in this map, there is a gateway to an underground chamber where there's.
Will we be able to check that out?
No, that would be a little bit too much spoiler, but
Okay.
but
he won't even let me see it. Hoo.
But
Well-
yes, Libris Ruins.
So we'll go on a tour, but I'm seeing cries for prize. I didn't even mention it.
Oh,
Prizes.
of course.
Yes, we have them. We're gonna regurgitate a little bit from last week's just because they were so popular. By the way, no, I was gonna say sneak peek, but it's not really sneak peek anymore. Emotes are on sale in the store for 20%. All emotes. And speaking of events, there is an emote party. Check it out in the community forums under community events. I think it's in the release 42 community events section of the forums. An emotes party. And you're going to want to bring some of your cool emotes to that. I think there's some giveaways as well, as I understand it too. But yes, emotes are on sale. And some of the things that we have to give away today, I should have done emotes. Well, we can write that in there. I don't have that in the list, but you know what? What the heck? So, ornate tabletop moon dials, super popular. So we're going to give 2 away of those again today. Sigil set of your choice, also very popular. And sofa and chair set of your choice. Now this is sofa and chair. These are new items that we put into the add-on store just for release 42. They're on the front page of the add-on store. There's some other furniture items. That's not what we're talking about. It's literally the sofa and chair set. I mean, you don't need any more than the sofa and chair anyway. It's like, table and all this stuff. Just sofa and chair. I mean, when I eat, in a chair, and so I put it on the sofa. You don't need a table. But that's me at home. Don't pay attention to my eating habits at home. And then what were we saying? We were going to add emotes, right?
Oh, yes.
So emotes of your choice, but it has to be a single emote. It can't be like the 6-pack or the sets or whatever. So emote of your choice available in the store. And 2 of those too. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
we gave a bunch.
I do have to say, I've seen some of the new sofa and chairs, and they look really nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
very nice furniture.
There's like 5 different types of those. But let's give away 2 of something right now, your choice, and then we'll move on to the.
Let's start with sofa and chair and ornate tabletop moon dial.
Whoa, both of those?
Oh,
all right, why not? Yeah, why not? We've been babbling for 4 or 20 minutes. So 2 sets of prizes. Sofa and chair set of your choice and ornate tabletop moon dial. Type exclamation moon dial if you want to win the moon dial, and you can also type exclamation furniture for the sofa and chair. There you go. So we'll give that a couple of minutes. Take it away, Esteben.
Okay, so yes, as I was saying earlier, we're in Libris Ruins. So this is this. Richard described this map as the ancient seat of justice. So that's the reason why we have a prison here. But as Matthew pointed out, that's not the only thing in this map. The prison itself is carved onto the cliffs. We're going to fly over there. But that big structure you see, that is the prison itself carved onto the cliffs, along with some sky cells. We'll talk more about that as we come over here. And around the prison, you do have a few structures. So this is just, structures that kind of came about as the prison grew. Storage buildings, barracks, stuff like that. And then directly in front of the prison, directly in front of that, is this abandoned, ruined courthouse. So once again, just going along the lines of, this was an ancient city, devoted to justice. But let's make our way to the prison. And yes, of course, we're always thinking of traps. Richard is a very big fanatic about traps, so we're always thinking of new, interesting things we can come up with. And you know, this right here is one of our new traps. So this is a bear trap.
So it only works for bears, right?
Well, let's find out.
Ooh.
So the trap closes when you step on it.
Does it snag you?
It does snag you. Currently did not snag me at the moment for some reason, but
We're in Unity.
typically
Just,
it would snag you. But this is hot off the press. And you know, shout out to Reed Rolo who provided the art for the trap, which is very cool. So let's make our way into the prison. So we see, you know, as we get closer, we see a lot of overgrowth. We do see the presence of alien plants. You know, once again, wherever we have the presence of shards.
I have those plants in my backyard.
Oh, you do? Yeah. You know, I definitely... Oh, we got these mushrooms too over here.
Now these mushrooms, I believe, is this the only place with the mushrooms?
No, I mean, those mushrooms have been used. They're not widely used.
In this scene. Because
Yes.
we took the sneak peek video that we put together and released literally this morning. It had those mushrooms in it. You
Oh
were
yeah,
doing
I'm pretty
some
sure it
painting
did.
of it,
Yeah. Yeah. So this mushroom field, if you were to step inside the bounds of that, it causes a confusion effect.
I'm confused.
You know, and a lot of these effects that we add into, you know, even with these plants, so these plants shoot out spores, which have now made me invisible.
That's a bonus, so that's not a bad thing, right? You don't want to
No,
use that if you need
and you know, a large part of all these effects is that this is a PvP zone. So, you know, this is meant to just add more to the combat that's going to go on in this map. And so we're now on the steps below the prison. And so this is the main prison.
Now we do have a little bit of music in the background. If you guys feel it's too loud or you would like to hear it and you can't hear it at all, please let us know. We can certainly tune that because there is music that goes along with this scene.
Right. Yes. And so yeah, right now we're looking at the prison. So when we initially had the kickoff meeting for this map, you know, we threw out a bunch of ideas, you know, how we wanted a prison to look like. And Star mentioned, you know, it'd be really nice if the cells were like built onto the cliffs. And, you know, we will get to see a bit of that, you know, cells kind of like dug into the cliffside. But the prison itself consists of 3 cell blocks, you know, built on top of each other. It's like lower cell block, mid cell block, and the top cell block. And there's these elevators that connect some parts of the cell blocks to others.
They're saying, we got one guy who said, turn up the music. So maybe just, we don't want to overpower, but give it another,
Okay.
Turn it up.
You're turning it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, give it.
Crank it up.
There, let's see. Okay, we tuned the music there for you guys. We'll see how long it lasts. I think a couple minutes a track.
Okay.
And again, if you are just tuning in, this is our community live stream. We are giving away prizes. Let's actually, before you continue, you know, I keep interrupting you. I'll give away these 2 prizes. Here we had a set of furniture and a couple of moon dials. Congratulations to QX Null and G Master Wild for winning one of the moon dials, tabletop moon dials, and Tilla Tenderfoot for a sofa and chair set, and Calkane, Calkane, for also winning a sofa and chair set. Please message. I believe these are a couple of also on Discord and Twitch. We are watching Discord and Twitch. But if you're in Discord and you won, please message me, Barrick, and put what you won and your account name, the name, so that we can award you the prize over the next couple days. It takes a little time to process it. And if you're in Twitch, please message Shroud the Avatar with the same, what you won and your account name. And we'll be giving away a couple more prizes. We still have Sigil Set and the Emotes to give away as well. And there was something else I was going to mention, but of course I forgot it. So continue.
So yes, here we catch a glimpse of the prison, and so I'm still working on a little bit about where this map stands right now. Is I'm just finishing up the world building phase, so I'll be starting on spawning potentially next week, Monday, and also puzzles. So currently the idea is to have the cell blocks, some parts blocked off. So you'd have to get a key in order to access different cells and kind of make your way to the top. So I'll run around here a bit, but so there's a lot of prison cells. There's variations on that. There's one down here which I like to refer to as the pit.
Wow.
Solitary confinement. But you can make your way up at the moment. There's various staircases, and as you saw, there's elevators that will allow you to get to the second floor and the third floor. There's torture chambers, areas where prisoners would be tortured into confession, you could say. Guillotines.
Personally, I like my torture chamber in the basement, but to each their own.
Right. Iron Maidens as well. And oh,
there is somebody in there right now.
Yeah, that's our Scale Woman reference. So in order to get an accurate size of the cells that I was trying to design, I dumped in a little dummy there.
For a reference.
Yeah. But yeah, so this area is going to act as maze-puzzle area. And then as we make our way up, and eventually into the topmost floor, you have this open area where there will be a boss character here. And I'll be spawning creatures here as well.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so there will be plenty of bad guys here. And following this hallway will lead you eventually into the skycells, which are...
Sky cells?
Yes,
like they're
exactly.
in the sky. So it's part of the prison, but...
Yes, it's part of the prison. So, this was like a lot of inspiration for this came from Game of Thrones, where it's like somewhere in the first season you have Tyrion Lannister, and he's like, they have this sky cell, which is basically just a cell, a jail cell.
Trivia question for everybody, or trivia test. Type in chat, Discord, and Twitch if you know this episode he is talking about, and I will watch it this weekend.
That'd be
I've seen Game of Thrones, but it's been a while.
I honestly can't remember the exact episode, but
somebody in our chat will. I mean, you could ask them anything. Somebody will know the answer.
I'm sure they will.
What is the meaning of life? Release 42, of course.
That is great. But yeah, so like they're just essentially prison cells built so high up that not only is the cell itself a containment, but the height of the cell is a containment. So, a prisoner's not going to want to jump out to his deaths.
Unless he's really had enough.
Unless he's really had enough. But yeah, like this guy right here, he's like... but yeah, so the sky cells are accessible through a puzzle here. And so this is a puzzle that I cooked up together with level designer Keith Quinn. But the idea here is that you can spin these statues.
Spoiler alert.
Slap.
You can slap them. That's sweet.
And it rotates, and the statues have to be rotated in such a way that
you're just walking around, in this scene, and just imagine this real life. Oh, I found a prison in the middle of the northerly lands that nobody likes to ever go to, and you're walking around and you see these statues and you see some other person, you don't know who they are, and they're just slapping the statue, and you're going, what is going on here?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you join in. He's like, well, please join in, slap with me, slap.
Yeah. But slapping them in a correct way, and there's going to be a riddle attached to this. When you hover your mouse over the statue, it'll display a riddle. But slapping them in the correct pattern will unlock this gate.
We should move on. This is turning R-rated very quickly.
And so now we're officially well, this is the hallway that leads to the sky cells.
The prison has seen better days.
Oh yes, I mean this has been a.
Like, how old is the prison now?
I mean, it's at least it's a couple hundred years old. I mean, I think this would be a great question for Scott Jennings, Lum. But I mean, these ancient cities were.
Hardly
they go
anybody
back to
alive
the
today has
age of
ever
the
seen.
obsidian. Yeah, so it's definitely been a while. But yeah, and do expect without saying too much, but do expect to have some type of a cool treasure hidden up here, and that's what I'm currently working on right now, which is kind of reinforcing the puzzles, starting to do the spawning, and then ultimately have some type of really cool stuff up here. So whoever makes their way up here, at this point you would have to go through the entire prison and solve all these puzzles, but kind of have a nice reward for the player.
Yeah, there you go. That's cool.
Yeah,
nice view too.
Yeah, you get a pretty nice view.
I'd stay in that prison cell. All right, how about we get another prize away here? We got two more. The sigil set, you choose, and the emotes.
Let's do emote.
Okay. I sounded really disappointed there. I was kind of hoping you would pick the other one, but it's your call. All right, so the emotes for the emote party this weekend. Type !emote in Discord or Twitch if you want a chance to win one of those. It's your choice of one of the emotes. It's not the sets or the 6-packs or, well, actually, let me double check that. Yeah, it's not the sets in the add-on store of like all of the fire emotes and all of this type of emote and that type of emote. It's the you can choose like the 3-pack or the 6-pack or whatever of one of the particular types. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But without giving it too much away, that's the prison in a nutshell.
In a prison. Prison and a prison.
Prison.
If you have questions, guys, go ahead and ask. We're watching chat here right now. If you have any questions about the prison, I know somebody does.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and walk across the street over to the courthouse building. Now here we're gonna come up on another new trap. Now this trap I've officially nicknamed the Hammer of Justice. Ooh. Oh yeah, but we'll see why it's called the Hammer of Justice.
Oh, jeez. I think, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I currently need to, I still need to set up the damage volume property, but yeah, just watch your head, I would say.
What is your, I have a question for you. What is your level of emphasis on trying to hide a trap or to make, give some notice to the, are you that kind of designer that likes to be evil and just like totally hides the trap? Like I could see that one a little bit, but totally hides the trap and with no warning whatsoever? Or do you like to get?
Oh no. Yes. Oh, hide.
Totally hide it.
The more organically disguised the trap can be, I think that's the best case scenario. I will point out this map is still heavily under development, and at one point I will make it a pass just to obscure traps.
There you go.
And I would just like for example, I mean, since we're in Unity at this.
You could go and change it right now. We are going to complete the map with you guys right now. So if you have any suggestions, we are taking questions. I don't think we're taking maybe suggestions if you have something. Why not? We'll give another minute for the emote, !emote, Discord or Twitch if you want a chance to win one. And as a reminder, anybody who wins a prize, please message Varric in Discord or show the avatar in Twitch what you won and who you are in the game so that we can award you. And that goes the same, by the way, for summer telethon prizes. We've only had a percentage of those come to us and say, yes, this is who I am, this is what I won, gimme, gimme, gimme. Only a percentage. If you have not done, if you're waiting and you're thinking, where the hell's my prize? and you haven't messaged us, please message me, and we'll take care of it. We'll get it to you right away.
Right. So Barrick was just pointing out, how do we go about hiding traps? I mean, there's various ways you could do that. Using foliage and shrubbery in a way. So you can see this decal, for example. This is something that I really did a lot of in this map. Is just since this was a very kind of like fall forest area, you have lots of autumn colors. I did cover a majority of the map with just like dead leaf overgrowth. So you could see how placing these on the ground could just disguise stuff like pressure plates and other trap related activators. Cool. We got various other things. We got rubble piles that are also used to kind of disguise stuff. And that's actually something I'm doing a lot of right now, is just do a rubble pass, which is kind of going into these buildings and then just like getting rid of a wall or two, and then just getting some of these pieces and just making it seem like it's destroyed, like something happened, like there was something came in through here. So yeah, there's quite various ways in which we go about disguising stuff, but with time permitting, the more stuff I can disguise organically, that's the better for me.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I love the look so far.
Yeah, kind of have like debris out too. It's just like a bunch of barrels and tables knocked over. Make it seem like people were like in a struggle to get out of here or something.
I could see that.
But yeah, let's just take it back inside the courthouse building.
And the floating rocks are?
Those are some shards too. I mean, some of them are like dug into the ground below, like that one. But some of them are floating about. The obsidian does have a characteristic. One of the characteristics of obsidian is to float, so that's why they're floating. But yeah.
Well, let's select that emote winners. We have congratulations to Jason Silverrain and Rentier, R-E-N-T-I-E-R. Congrats to you both for winning an emote. Please message me, Barrick, which emote you want and who you are in game. Mm-hmm. And we have one more prize at the end of the event. At the end, it's always an event at the end of the live stream. People want more prizes than questions. They don't have any questions. It's awesome. It's perfect. They have nothing to say about this other than wanting to play, I think.
Oh, trust me, I get plenty of feedback during a map review. But
that map review, the team.
Right, the team.
Oh, the team gives you
our weekly meetings. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had one. You have those like Wednesdays.
I had one. 2 days ago.
Oh, there you go. So you can also provide your feedback on any of the posts that Esteben makes in your Dev Plus. In the Dev Plus section, I think, is where you put those blog posts. And then the weekly updates also will mirror those, usually a day or two after the post in the forums. We'll put it in the weekly update for the Friday update. And that'll go out shortly after this live stream. So if you missed the live stream, we'll get the recording up sometime next week. And in the weekly update, will be details too.
Yeah. Right now it's just inside the courthouse building. So I still have some work here left to do in terms of like getting the interior overgrown, and that's part of my workflow. I usually kind of build structures and then I focus on the interiors. So slowly I've been going through each one of these buildings and just kind of doing an interior pass on that as well. Yeah, this is one of the key points of interest of the map.
How do you handle lighting? We've been checking the scene out during the daytime, but we have full day and night cycles in the game. So what happens when this thing gets really creepy at night?
Right, yeah, that's a great point. And, we do have a point of making sure that there's plenty of lights in the scene. Currently, right now,
Still working on that.
yeah.
So-
Well, actually, part of the design team and the tech team have been doing some optimizations and have been messing around with lights. But when the map is completed, we will be playing with light sources again. And one of the things that is noted also is that some of the light sources are toggled on and some of them are toggled off. So the player has the choice of discovering a light.
Oh yeah,
So
I saw the torches. Those would turn on.
Yeah.
The torches on the wall.
Yeah, well, we also make it a point to, when a player goes into a dungeon or a really dark interior, they themselves can light stuff up. So in a way, kind of use it as a marker. It's like, oh, I came through this hallway. There was only 2 lights, but I turned the 3rd one on. And so it's kind of like a point of reference for where they are.
That's smart. Yeah, leave a little trail now so you can get out.
Yeah.
Cool. So you have anything else to show?
Yes. So right now I'm flying over to the east side of the map, and this is the Sanctus River that flows by.
Sanctus Spines? Is there a right connection there?
There is a connection. Sanctus River flows through the Sanctus Spine Mountains, but this is pretty far from that area. It's just a really long river.
So you wouldn't be able to swim upriver to...
No. No, you wouldn't. But yeah, so we got...
There's a boat. We can take the boat.
Oh yeah, there's a boat. Looks like somebody tried to make a getaway.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
But yeah, this is kind of like we're putting the prison behind us now, and this is the outer extent of the map. And something that you will notice in this map, and it's been used maybe once or twice, but is the use of this building set. So one of our level designers, Chris Wolf, he cooked up this really nice modular set. So now, this is some new architecture that we've been putting together. So
yeah, I like I guess you call it cobblestone look.
Yeah,
neat.
Yeah. So this hasn't been used widely yet. It's only probably in 2 or 3 scenes.
Yeah, we have Devil Cult, who had stated in Discord, so much items in these maps, it's crazy. Imagine the guy placing those one by one.
You have no idea. Well, it's interesting. It's not as bad as it sounds. We try to... I've been doing this long enough to where I've kind of picked up on ways in which I could facilitate my workflow and just speed it up.
Well, it's like you use a hotkey, and you get to know your hotkeys. It's just like any game itself, where you're always like one of my friends. He's always playing League of Legends, and he's spamming the QWER keys all the time.
Yeah.
Like madly.
Right.
He has some sort of magic.
And it's
character.
Something that I do like to do a lot, and it is time consuming. Is just have very dramatic elevation changes. As you notice here, there's rarely do you see flat ground. There's stairs going up. You turn around the corner, and there's more stairs going up. There's stairs over here. So I really like to do a lot of that, but that also does take up a lot of time because I have to work the terrain to the to the stairs.
And then to make sure they can the person can. Pushes them up, or make sure that you can walk without getting stuck.
Right, yeah. And then we've kind of coined the term cliffing around here, which is the process of just like once you've molded the terrain in such a way, you kind of go in and just like put in rocks. And so you got a combination of like rock with terrain, and it just comes together to give you this really, sculpted, organic look.
Let's go away to that other last prize here, which is the sigil set of your choice. So if you want to win a sigil set, type !sigil, S-I-G-I-L, in Discord or Twitch. We had a question in Discord, a little bit confused on where to ask questions. You can do that in Discord or Twitch as well. And speaking of prizes, trophy contest prizes, the status of those are, I'm thinking back here, I'm looking at the ceiling as if the answer is there. we have the winners, right? So we have the winners for the trophy room contest. Amazing trophy rooms again, by the way. So check out all the screenshots of those in the forums. Just search for trophy room. The Courthouse should have been awarded. So you should have received your Courthouse. The skulls are a little bit on back order, so to speak, because Star's out right now and he's on vacation. He'll be back in just over a week. And Richard, Lord British, is seeing to other matters as well. So I have yet to go into the game and kill them and get their skulls for you guys. Those two have been the most popular. There's a couple of other devs that the winners want their skulls too. Sadly, nobody requested mine. I don't understand that. It's amazing, but that's okay. And then the other prize was the title, and we're working on the title right now. We have a couple of names that we're just making sure won't conflict for future events and contests around trophies. And we'll get those to you hopefully by release 43 start at the end of this month. So Courthouse should be already awarded, title at the end of the month, and probably at the end of the month the skulls as well. But we are all they are all in schedule, all in Jira, you could say, and we'll get those to you as soon as we can. Prizes for today and prizes from Summer Telethon. Some of the Summer Telethon prizes have already been awarded for those who have contacted us. If you haven't contacted us, please do so if you haven't already again. And we'll award those in the next few days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you can jump off?
Oh yeah, I was just kind of running around some of the scaffolding here in the prison. Oops.
As a reminder, exclamation sigil. Last prize of the week. If you don't type it, I'm taking it because I like those sigils. They're cool. I have to decorate my houses in hometown yet.
Oh look, we got a prisoner that got hanged right there.
Can you set him loose? It'd be cool if you could like fire a arrow or something in. You know.
That would be cool.
Be cool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the point of that was. Maybe if you had a key or something in them.
Ooh, but you know, it's interesting because as I'm setting up the puzzles for this prison, I thought about having keys like as loot drops inside. So yeah.
I don't know how you'd reach him though.
Well, I could bring him slightly down, like extend the rope, and then kind of make an opening.
Yeah.
Through these bars, and then yeah.
Yeah, you might as well.
I mean, I have openings elsewhere, so it'd just be.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited to start spawning on this next week. And you know, there definitely will be stuff like flesh eaters. Some of those new, I keep forgetting the name, but we have these new like alien flower plants that attack you.
Attack you? Jeez.
You know those alien flower plants? Yeah. I keep forgetting the name, but definitely expect to see some of those. And, yeah, I'll be populating the prison with bad guys. You know, I've been like setting up waypoints and setting up bad guys on paths has been really exciting for me because I get to tell bad guys to go check out this area and then walk back.
You
gaze
you
out.
Didn't always do that, right?
Yeah, I just started doing that a few months ago.
Yeah, that's cool.
Setting up bad guys on paths and having them just like, you know, even just having them go up to a campfire and be there for.
So you'll have a lot of those to add in here. That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to check back. Maybe not next community live stream, but release 43 live stream. I have you on for a little bit to show off what would then be in the game. Yeah. Which would be the end of the month's live stream.
Right.
So the dance party and all of that we'll be covering as usual.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna select unless you have more, I'm gonna select the winners of the sigil.
I think we're just about wrapping up here.
Okay, cool. So the sigil winners are. Come on, press go. There we go. Congrats to Lace and Zon, Xonn. Lace and Zon. Lace, congrats. I recognize your name. Zon, I think you may have won a prize a while back, but if not, congrats. Several people in the community that start with X. So that's awesome. A couple of several actually community members who are in the chat right now that I see and recognize. Starlord, hi, how you doing? Monkey Smack, Mac Tane, Devil Cult, and lots of others. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate hanging out with you in this community live stream, checking out Esteben's Libris Ruins, all his prison secrets and traps and puzzles and soon to be filled monsters you have to fight through, or creatures you have to fight through to get to some cool prizes. And there went, I just saw it on the screen.
Yeah, shooting star.
Shooting star. That was a nice touch.
I've been trying to snap a screenshot with the shooting star.
They don't happen very often, and the timing is just right. Has to be just right for it. So that's all the prizes we have today. Thank you guys again for joining us. The live stream recording will be on YouTube sometime early next week. Watch for that weekly update. Should be coming out on the front page of the website in the next hour or two, shortly after I get done here, and then following that, the email with a lot of awesome information. And we got some really cool stuff for you guys next week. Can't talk about it yet, but next week. Stay tuned for that. Till then, have a good weekend.